Have you ever found yourself in a conversation, struggling to think of what to say next? You're not alone. In fact, a recent study showed that 75% of people experience talking block at least once a week. And here's something even crazier. Research suggests that the average person has over 60,000 thoughts a day, but only a fraction of those ideas ever make it into a conversation. So, why do we often feel like we've run out of things to say? The truth is, we're not tapping into the full potential of our creative minds. In this video, we're going to uncover powerful strategies to help you never run out of things to say again. From unlocking hidden ideas in your mind to turning ordinary moments into sparks of creativity, we'll explore ways to keep your conversations fresh, engaging, and filled with endless possibilities. Whether you're speaking with friends, colleagues, or strangers, these tips will help you think on your feet and keep the words flowing. Stick with us, and you'll never be stuck for something to say again. Chapter 1. The unseen. Well, tapping into your hidden ideas' creativity isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's quiet, hidden deep inside your mind. Have you ever noticed how the best ideas pop up when you least expect them? Maybe you were daydreaming, staring out of the window, or even in the shower. That's because our subconscious is always working, even when we're not actively thinking. According to researchers, our brain is continuously generating ideas, even during downtime. The trick is to tap into that unseen well of creativity. To unlock your hidden ideas, try this: spend time in silence. No music, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. This practice allows you to listen to the quiet parts of your brain, where the most unique ideas lie. Start with just 5 minutes a day and work your way up. You'll be amazed at what you can discover when you give yourself the space to think. Another useful strategy is to keep a thought jar, where you jot down random ideas. Anytime something interesting pops into your head, write it down. After a week, you'll have a treasure chest of thoughts to choose from. These hidden gems will keep your creative flow going when you're struggling for something to say. Chapter 2. The art of asking the right questions when you're stuck in a conversation. Sometimes the best way to break free is by asking a question. Not just any question, an open-ended one. Open-ended questions create space for deeper conversation and lead to more creative responses. For example, instead of asking, "How was your day?" try, "What was the most interesting part of your day?" Studies show that asking open-ended questions encourages creativity and allows people to think outside the box. A 2017 study in psychological science found that people who engaged in open-ended conversations were more likely to generate creative ideas. When you ask questions that don't have a simple yes or no answer, you invite others to explore new territories with you. It makes the conversation more dynamic and enjoyable. Next time you're stuck, try to shift from "What did you do today?" to "What surprised you today?" Asking the right questions allows the conversation to flow naturally, and it helps you discover interesting topics you might not have thought of before. Chapter 3. Mental gymnastics. How to stretch your imagination. Just like your body, your mind needs exercise. Creativity isn't a gift, it's a skill you can develop. And just like any other skill, the more you work at it, the better you become. Ever heard of mental gymnastics? It's the practice of pushing your brain to think in new ways. Think of it as a workout for your imagination. One way to get started is to use brain teasers or creative challenges. For example, try coming up with 5 different uses for a paperclip in 2 minutes. Sounds easy, right? But pushing yourself to find unconventional uses for everyday objects sparks creative thinking and can help you come up with unique ideas when you're speaking. Another great mental exercise is the "what if" game. Ask yourself questions like, "What if I could fly?" or "What if everyone had to wear hats on Tuesdays?" By allowing your mind to wander into strange territories, you'll find that it's easier to come up with unexpected thoughts. These exercises won't just help you avoid running out of things to say, they'll make you more interesting to talk to. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on unlocking your creativity and staying sharp in every conversation. You won't want to miss the next chapter. Chapter 4. Storytelling. Weaving the web of words, a great conversation often feels like a great story. When we speak, we're not just sharing facts, we're sharing experiences, emotions, and images. Storytelling is the key to keeping your words engaging. The best part? Everyone has stories to tell. Start by framing your thoughts in a story arc. It doesn't matter if you're telling a funny anecdote or discussing a serious topic. If you structure it like a story, it will capture attention. Begin with a hook to draw in your listener, build some tension, and end with a resolution. This structure makes everything you say more compelling. In fact, research from Stanford University shows that our brains are wired to remember stories better than facts alone. When you present information in the form of a story, your audience is more likely to remember it, and more likely to want to hear more. So, instead of just stating an opinion, wrap it in a story. Whether it's a personal experience or a fictional scenario, your words will come to life. Chapter 5. The Power of Silence. Mastering the pause. Silence is a secret weapon for creativity. It might seem like doing nothing, but when you stop talking, your brain kicks into overdrive. Silence gives you time to process information, organize your thoughts, and find the right words. In fact, a study by Harvard Business Review found that the best speakers don't rush, they pause. Next time you find yourself fumbling for words, embrace the pause. It's not awkward, it's strategic. When you stop speaking for a moment, you give yourself the chance to formulate better, more thoughtful responses. Silence also signals to your audience that you're reflecting on what they said, which makes your words more meaningful when you speak again. Remember, the most interesting conversations are often the ones with a little space in between. So, don't be afraid of the silence. Instead, use it to gather your thoughts and spark fresh ideas. It might just be the most powerful tool in your creative toolkit. Chapter 6. Inspiration everywhere. Finding creativity in the mundane. Creativity doesn't have to come from big, groundbreaking ideas. In fact, the most creative conversations often start with the most ordinary things. Take a walk around your neighborhood. You'll be surprised at how many small, everyday moments can inspire a rich conversation. A study from University College London found that people who regularly expose themselves to new experiences, like traveling or even trying a new hobby, are more likely to experience creative bursts. But you don't have to travel the world to find new ideas. Sometimes, it's just about changing your perspective on what's already around you. For instance, the next time you're stuck for something to say, look around you. Notice the colors, the sounds, the little details. You'd be amazed at how these small observations can spark an entirely new direction for a conversation. Creativity is all about finding inspiration in the mundane and using it to add depth to your words. Thanks for sticking with us through all 6 chapters. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. There are plenty more creative tips coming your way. Keep practicing these strategies, and you'll never run out of things to say again.